Jews and humans, we need to be allies of the Muslim community because they're fighting the similar fight that we are. The idiots, these two guys who committed these horrible crimes, are going to make life much more difficult for many, many Muslims in Australia. The racism that we often saw after 9/11 in many Western countries against the Muslim community is also starting to happen here. When something like this happens, there's a surge of anti-Islam sentiment. Almost this sense of, are you condemning this enough? I don't see the same kind of request for Jews when they're asked about Gaza. Are you condemning the genocide? The response of the Jewish establishment has been predictable. Some of these more pro-Israel voices, including in the media, have essentially said, well, we warned you, Jews are not safe here. It's simply not true. There are anti-Semitic attacks before the Bondi attack. They're actually real anti-Semitism, and I'm not denying any of that. But the idea somehow that we are inherently unsafe, I reject that. The idea that him and the government that he represents is somehow appropriate to be given moral guidance or political guidance is an utter disgrace. I think a lot of it is the Israeli government sees a so-called Achilles heel in Australia, that the most vocal parts of the so-called mainstream Jewish establishment, very hardline, very pro-Israel, supporting genocide in Gaza, have said for a long time that the Australian government of Anthony Albanese is anti-Semitic, we're recognising Palestine, and therefore is trying to get political advantage by essentially turning the screw, so to speak, on an Australian government and Australian people who are grieving. And so many people I know, Jew and non-Jew, fundamentally reject that.